Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about which smartphone should you buy. There are many smartphones from many companies, so I have categorized them according to the prices so that it would be easy for anyone to pick from their budget. In general, there are a few things which are taken into consideration when it comes to buying a smartphone. Let's check them out. Those are battery, camera, looks and design, brand value, performance, charging speed, storage, service facilities, software. Firstly, I have arranged them in two groups to make it clear and to understand easily. So let's check in the budget segment first, under 20,000. In this segment, there are Samsung Galaxy A50s, Realme X2, Poco X2, Vivo Z1X, and lastly Samsung Galaxy M21. I talk about these phones in general terminology, however you can see the specifications if you want to know more. Firstly, Samsung Galaxy A50s. Personally, I would prefer buying this phone because the user interface of this is decent compared to the other smartphones in this segment, and I have personally used this earlier for some time and found everything pretty good. This checks all the boxes we talked earlier while purchasing a smartphone. I personally don't have any complaints about Samsung smartphones earlier, so I can recommend buying this device for anyone. Secondly, Samsung Galaxy M21. This is also a new Samsung device that came into the market lately, so I would suggest buying this too for a new user. This device is almost same as Samsung Galaxy A50s but with a little more camera performance and battery life. But you have to notice that some features related to the UI are more in A50s compared to the M21, so it's up to you to buy them. So the next phone in this segment is Realme X2. This phone checks all the boxes, but I know some of my friends who found using Realme UI is a little difficult for the new users, and the company being a Chinese based company, there might be possibility of some privacy issues. We don't know what's going to happen, so it's better to be in a safe position. This is a good phone overall, but I'd rather recommend this less for new users, and ultimately you are the user, so if you are so into the phone, no one's going to stop. Next up in the line is Poco X2. This phone comes with a higher refresh rate unlike the rest of the phones in this price and with a better processor. We can see in the recent news about this brand related to the privacy issues. Even though this is a real deal for Xiaomi lovers, I won't recommend buying phones from this brand. No offense, but this is it. Until some positive news comes out from the company about the privacy issues, ads and bloatware, the UI in these phones is just okay for anyone. This phone works fine in this price range like other phones, but I won't recommend buying this phone for the above reasons. Now let's see Vivo Z1X. Firstly, for a long-term user, I wouldn't suggest buying Vivo phone, but we got some fair competitor in this price from Vivo, and this is the phone. This works fine, ticking all the boxes with slightly downsides in some areas. The UI in this phone isn't that great compared to the rest of the phones, and the long-term usage of these phones might lead to the lag in UI and slower performance, etc. Once again, this is a phone which can stay pretty good in this range, but I wouldn't recommend buying this. Now let's check out the phones in under 30,000. In this segment, there are a few good phones but from a Chinese based companies. None best other than these phones. Those are Realme X2 Pro, Redmi K20 Pro, Poco F2 Pro. Here, Realme X2 Pro is kind of a great deal with the specs and everything. As I said earlier, it might be a little difficult to get used to the UI in the beginning, but it will be okay with the UI in the long run. This phone has a good processor, so I believe that it will last quite some time. However, it mostly depends upon the usage of the owner. Now Redmi K20 Pro. This is also a great phone with some good looks. It does have a pop-up camera and the overall performance of the phone is good. Remember that this phone came around a year ago, so I wouldn't suggest buying this except if you couldn't get your eyes from the design. This is also kind of a sub-brand from Xiaomi, which is one of the biggest Chinese smartphone manufacturer. But if you are looking for a phone in this price range, I would suggest you to go for the phone with the latest processor in the segment, that is Realme X2 Pro. The next phone in the price range is Poco F2 Pro. This phone isn't launched in India yet, but based on the price leaks, it is expected to be in this price range. So if you want to know more about this phone after releasing in India, let me know in the comments down below. Now let's see the phones under 40,000. There are plenty of good smartphones in this price range, and this will be a little tough for the people to buy a smartphone. First one is OnePlus 7T, next Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite, third one is Realme X50 Pro, and the fourth one is iQOO 3. Let's talk about OnePlus 7T first. This is one of the best smartphone in this market we can ever find for the price and from the company OnePlus. Even though this is a Chinese based brand, OnePlus is making its way in the market with some good competitors. The UI in this phone is neat, clean and easy to use. However, OnePlus is a Chinese company, so some of the people are worried about buying this phone. I would recommend regardless of the company being Chinese because of the trust the company built in the smartphone territory. The next alternate competitor for this phone is Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite. Many of us know about the Note lineup of the Samsung phones and how good the phones are. This is the light version of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, which is a very good smartphone. I talked earlier about using Samsung UI and how it was. This is also going to be the same but with little additional features in the UI. This is a tough competitor for 70 with a higher price, but it's worth buying the phone for 40,000 rupees with the same experience of a 70,000 rupees smartphone. Next up in the line is Realme X50 Pro. This is also a phone which ticks all the boxes, but in terms of overall user experience, it didn't satisfy many like the OnePlus and Samsung did. We talked about the Realme phones earlier, so I'm not going to get deep into this again. This is one of the fair competitors for the price range, but I would recommend going for the above two. The last one in this segment is iQOO 3. This brand is a sub-brand of Vivo. This is the first phone to come with this brand name, and we can say that it is one of the fastest processed phone in this price range. I have no cons recommending this phone because this is the best they came up with and for a very good price. The UI in this phone isn't that great compared to the other competitors, but this phone has some additional features for gaming and there were no major problem with this phone. So this is a fair competitor in this price range, but I would suggest buying either Samsung or OnePlus phone for a long-term user. Now let's check the flagship phones. In under 50,000 price range, there are phones like OnePlus 8, Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite, and Xiaomi Mi 10. Let's talk about OnePlus 8 first. This is the phone which launched around a couple of months ago. It could be priced a little less, but this has the fastest processor on board with excellent overall performance. This has one of the good looking designs in the market, and we know how OnePlus have evolved in the market like India with some aggressive pricing in the smartphones. So I would suggest buying this phone, or else I would suggest going for Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite. This Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite is a year old phone compared to the phone which launched a couple of months ago. There are some good reasons for recommending this, like Samsung originated Super AMOLED screen with a high privacy security such as Knox, and this is also one of the light versions of Samsung's top tier phone, Samsung Galaxy S10. So I would prefer buying either of the smartphones rather than looking for the others. And the third one in the list is Xiaomi Mi 10. This is also a OnePlus competitor which was launched in the market a couple of months ago. We have talked about Xiaomi phones earlier. Personally, I don't buy a Xiaomi phone for that price point, and secondly, I can't take any risk buying this phone related to the privacy issues. Note that this phone ticks all the boxes for the price range, yet I wouldn't recommend buying this. Now let's see the phones under 60,000 rupees. There are some good phones in this price range like iPhone XR, OnePlus 8 Pro and Samsung Galaxy S10. So first, let's talk about OnePlus 8 Pro. Even though this is a Chinese based brand as we talked earlier, we can see the flash sales of this device going away within the seconds. That's how OnePlus built its level in the current market. This was launched alongside with the OnePlus 8, and this is one of the fastest phones in this price range. If a user is interested in buying a smartphone based on Android, I would suggest buying this rather than going for any other phone. If the user is interested in Apple's software iOS and needs more security for the device, data and everything, I would suggest buying the iPhone XR from Apple, which is an year-old phone but still a tough competitor for the phones in this price range. We all know about Apple's security and everything, so this is going to be a deal breaker if you buy this phone for a less price in the offers. Lastly, let's talk about Samsung Galaxy S10. This is also a phone which launched a couple of years ago. This is even priced high compared to the rest of the phones in this competition. I would not recommend buying this phone for this price, but we talked about Samsung security and service facilities earlier. This phone has some beautiful displays and some good performance in the camera section. So I prefer buying this phone a little less compared to the other phones. Now let's check the phones which are above 60,000. There are many phones in this price range. There are phones like Apple's iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11 Pro Max, and Samsung's Galaxy Note 10 Plus, S20, S20 Ultra, S20 Plus. There is a phone from Moto which is Moto Edge Plus, and there are some innovative phones from Samsung like Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. In a country like India, people does not show much interest in buying smartphones for a higher price range, except for 10 to 15% of the people. So it's finally up to the user to buy the phone from their budget. Thanks for staying till the end, and thanks for watching. Comment down in the comment section below if you have any doubts. By the way, if you want to know more about smartphone processors, you can see a video about it in the cards here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified for the upcoming videos. Thank you.